I really enjoy getting into classical literature, many of those stories that maybe we were introduced to in high school, but didn't have a deep appreciation of. And so recently read through Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, and I enjoyed it. It was a good reflection on past and present and future considerations in my own life. But then it hit home at a different level when a client recently said that he was Scrooge. It's like, what do you mean by that, that you are Scrooge? And so he shared how he had a hard heart in his marriage. And I thought that was very insightful that when I watched the movie and read the books, there's a lot that I learned from Scrooge, but I didn't personally identify with him. Scrooge for me was just this cranky old man who loved money and hoarding money. And so here was his journey of transformation, but that was his journey. I didn't personally identify with it. But throughout the session with the client and talking about a hard heart, I realized how we are all Scrooge in different ways, in as much as we have a hard heart, that we're living by fear and this self-protection and sense of control, that we all have a Scrooge-like heart to us as well. The Scrooge might show up as the workaholic who always puts in long hours to neglect of his life and relationships or just joy. This might be the cynic who doubts the true goodness of others. This might be the controlling man, harsh, who resents the freedom of others or for anyone to do things different than himself. Or this might be the emotionally repressed man who hoards his emotions and doesn't allow others to get close. And so he keeps others at arm's distance. Whatever it looks like, we are Scrooge when we have a hard heart and singularly focus on our own self-interest and self-protection. But even Ebenezer Scrooge wasn't always this way. He wasn't always an old cranky man preoccupied with hoarding his money. And so when he's introduced to the three ghosts, the first ghost of Christmas past takes him back into his childhood, which is a mix of both joys and pain. And our childhood often has elements of this as well. There's moments of romance and beauty, also mixed with much pain and sorrow. But often we don't have someone to help us to interpret that. And so we don't know how to process those wounds, process those mix of feelings, and that can lead to a hard heart. In many ways, this is like Captain Hook in the Peter Pan story, that he's that archetype of what it looks like to be a grown man who has lost his heart. And so in many ways, Captain Hook and Scrooge are very similar archetypes in that they're very tyrannical and controlling. They have lost their heart. And so they are grown men, but they don't know how to integrate their heart with them. And so when we don't know how to process and interpret the joy and pain, the sorrow and heartache and beauty of our childhood, then we become like Captain Hook. We become Scrooge. We become hard-hearted. And our hard hearts can not only fill us with resentment of the past and make us anxious about the future, it can also block the joys that are present in the here and now. And so the ghost of Christmas present helped Scrooge realize that there's many joys, there's much beauty right now to bask in, right now to enjoy in. And so for myself, I've tried to slow down on my way home from work, to enjoy the cool breeze of spring, or to look up at the starry skies at night and just trying to slow down and enjoy the many presents, many joys present in the here and now versus always rushing on to the next thing. The final ghost to visit Scrooge was the ghost of Christmas yet to come, in which Scrooge was faced to see his future, see what might become of him if he continued on the same path. And I think that's good for us to do as well, to consider the fruit that our life is producing. Are we living in such a way that our life becomes a blessing to others, that they would miss us when we're gone? Or are we living in such a way that others would not miss us when we're gone, that they would not shed a tear of grief at our absence? And so what fruit is our story producing? What fruit is our life producing? Are we producing a life that is generous and kind to others, or one that is so preoccupied with our own self-interest that others will not miss us when we're gone? As Scrooge reflected on his past, present, and future, he was changed for good. And hopefully we can do the same, because this is what it means to be a man fully alive. Not one who is hardened with selfishness, but one who's able to engage with life to its fullest. Unlike Peter Pan, Scrooge's story is one of redemption and not tragedy. Let this be the same of us as well.